Nothing takes me back to my early youth more than Baja Blast Mountain Dew. There were only 3 reasons I ever went to Taco Bell. 1, I didn't understand what quality food was, so I didn't mind paying for overpriced dog food, and I still do occasionally, because it just hits the spot. The other reason were the cinnamon twist, this right here, still delicious. And the third reason, well, was Baja Blast Mountain Dew, which in my older years, I much prefer zero sugar, but nevertheless, it still hits the spot, man. Now, as you can tell, I'm outside of Mega Replay. This is my local physical media store where I buy and sell physical media. And today, I'm getting rid of some titles that have been collecting dust for many, many years. A lot of movies I don't want to watch, I will probably never watch again, or I've simply upgraded to 4K. But nevertheless, I need to trade these in to get some store credit to buy a brand new Xbox controller because, well, mine was, I guess you could say, assaulted, decimated, destroyed. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep it real with you guys. If you didn't know this about me, I'm an avid Rocket League player. I'm a 2-time platinum tournament winner, so I take this shit serious. The other night, I was playing an intense match with somebody on the internet, probably some 8-year-old kid who's just slightly better at the game than me, and that's okay, I can live with that. And at the last second, the asshole, this nothing son of a on the bottom of my shoe gets a lucky shot, and he gets a goal with 1 second left on the clock. And how do you think that made me feel? Well, a little bit frustrated to say the least. So I took out my aggression on an inanimate object known as my controller, where I smashed it into my desk repeatedly 27 times. And then I instantly felt better about myself. But along that journey, I did spill a Baja Blast Mountain Dew onto my desk, onto my keyboard, which went into the carpet. So I spent 25 minutes cleaning up the mess because I have anger issues. So with all that said, I'm trading in some old Blu-rays I have no use for anymore. A lot of these have just been collecting dust for years on my shelf. A lot of these I've upgraded to 4K, and some of these I just never want to watch again. So hopefully I can trade these in towards store credit to buy a new Xbox controller for Mega Replay. That's the goal today. I'll probably end up with $7, but that's okay. The first one up is Hereditary on Blu-ray. A lot of people like this movie. I thought it was okay. Saw it in the theater. There's some really cool scenes that make you never want to stick your head out of a moving car when there's a telephone pole. But nevertheless, I just don't think I'll ever watch this again or anytime soon. I'm putting cases on all of you. You hear me, Jake? Little Mustang ain't coming home tonight. Not a very good Denzel impression. I love me some Training Day. That's why I own this on 4K, so I don't need the old Blu-ray anymore. The next one up is Raging Bull on Blu-ray. I remember buying this from Best Buy 11 or 12 years ago in another Flick Trip video. How time flies. And now we're back in probably the same parking lot talking about the movie once again. Life is one big circle. It recycles over and over again. Did I ever tell you guys we live in a simulation? This isn't real.
Next up, a movie that I remember nothing about. I think I've seen it one time, maybe when I was like 8 years old, and it's Raging Bull, Robert De Niro, $5 Blu-ray.
Next up is Transformers Dark of the Moon. I own the entire Transformers set on 4K. I don't really need the Blu-ray anymore, but I will say the third one was one of the better ones. Next up is Leon the Professional. I'll probably get this on 4K at some point. I've watched this once on Blu-ray since owning it for 12 years, so do I really need it on the shelf any longer? Probably not, but I will upgrade to the 4K at some point in life. Next up were the Mummy movies. I remember seeing the first Mummy movie in theaters back in 1999 and instantly loving it. I still love it to this day. That's why I own these on 4K. Then The Mummy Returns is sort of a guilty pleasure with some of the worst CGI ever put onto film, but that sort of adds to the flavor of it. Just looking at The Rock, he sort of looks like an unrendered PS1 video game graphic, but I love it. Next up is Green Lantern, the extended cut, because that makes the movie better, the Steelbook Blu-ray. And the thing I most hate about this isn't the movie itself, it's when I put this on the shelf beside all my other Blu-rays, and this one's that much taller. I hated that they did this with Steelbooks for a while, and I don't want this movie. I don't know why I haven't gotten rid of it sooner than I have. It's taken me 10 years to get rid of this. So goodbye, Ryan Reynolds. I'll see you in another movie. Hopefully it's better, which is also known as Deadpool 3 this summer. Much better as Deadpool than he was Green Lantern. Can we all agree on that? Let's get rid of this. Next up is Dinosaur, one of the most instantly forgettable Disney movies of all time. Next up is Ender's Game, which I did see one time in theaters, and I kind of enjoyed it. I did a review for it I think I kind of liked it. Anyway, I have the 4K steelbook of this now. I'll rewatch it one day, but I don't need the old Blu-ray. Next up is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I have it on 4K. It came in the box set. Do I need it? No. Will I probably ever watch it again? Probably not. Next up is the first Transformers flick, and this is almost nostalgic for me because when it came to Blu-ray movies, one of the movies I wanted most when I first got my Blu-ray player was the first Transformers movie, just because I thought it would look awesome on 1080p. And it did, but I have it on 4K now. Big Hero 6, I like this movie. I just don't think I'll ever watch it again. Maybe one day when I have kids and I don't feel like being a parent, I'll set them down in front of the TV and put this on. But then again, I'd much rather show them classic Disney movies like The Sword and the Stone or Aladdin before I show them this. Good movie, I just probably won't watch it again. The Unusual Suspects. I know this might be an unpopular opinion. I didn't think the twist to this movie was all that mind-blowing. I sort of saw it coming a mile away. And maybe that's because I didn't see the movie in theaters when it first came out and I watched it on VHS or DVD at some point. But yeah, I could tell where the twist was going, and I just never had the urge to rewatch this. I've never loved The Unusual Suspects. I know that's a super unpopular opinion. Do you agree with me? Like, do you really want to rewatch this over and over again? I don't know. Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, All You Need Is Kill, whatever you want to call this movie, because the studio couldn't make up their minds. I'm still waiting on the sequel to this bad boy. I love this. I own it on 4K. I don't need the Blu-ray. So, see you later, Tom Cruise. When the only driving plot point in the entire series is about land, I don't give a shit anymore. And last but certainly least is Suicide Squad, the extended cut, and I assure you the extended cut did not make this a better movie. It just made a bad movie longer. I almost just want to put this under my tire and drive over it. Anyway, with all that said, let's go into Mega Replay.
Welcome to the inside of Mega Replay. What I like to do is take a quick look at all of the Blu-ray titles, and then I stroll over to the 4K titles, and there's not much to pick from here. You have the worst Rambo movie, and then you have the worst Mark Wahlberg movie. Hey, what are you doing over there? Okay, let's get out of here.
Okay, they said it would be about 25 minutes until they could give me an offer. Some little kid shit his pants in line. I could still smell it in my nostrils. It fried parts of my brain. I gotta get out of here. I need to run to Sam's Club. Look at that sunset right there. Isn't that majestic? Okay, welcome to Sam's Club. I love this place. Look at all the electronics in here. It just smells like hot plastic. I love that smell. But another cool thing I wanted to show you guys always ask me about surround sounds, and I want to show you one I recommend buying at Sam's Club. Okay, while we're in here, I'm going to give you guys a flick pick recommendation when it comes to surround sound systems. You don't got to spend a lot to get a lot of bang for your buck. Hear me out for a second. This costs $220. This is the Vizio M series, which has Dolby Atmos. Now, it's sort of a virtual Atmos that comes out of the front speakers, but it shoots upwards to give you an immersive sound above your head, raining down upon you. It sounds pretty good. Even on the lowest setting, the bass on this rumbles my entire house. The sound is crystal clear, it's sharp. It also has two rear satellite speakers, which means you don't have to run wires to them, so you don't have to run wires under your floor or through your walls. The rear speakers on these are perfect. I've never had a problem with them. So yeah, if you want a nice, affordable surround sound system, this is what I recommend. This is what I have in my living room, and I might just buy another one of these to put in my bedroom. Actually, I might buy that shit right now. All right, I'm out of Mega Replay. They gave me $35 in credit for all those dusty Blu-rays I traded in. But I did buy this bright neon green Xbox controller because it was between this and a neon pink one. And I'm not that secure with my manhood, so I got the neon green. They call it Electric Volt. But it sort of matches my Ryobi tools at home. That's where I'm at in life. I need my Xbox controllers to match my power tools, which I keep in my garage. That's when you know you're hitting a midlife crisis. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. I love myself some green Ryobi power tools, and this will fit in perfectly now. But the one thing they wouldn't take from me was this abomination. They would not take Green Lantern, the extended cut steelbook. I cannot get rid of this movie. The reason they said they wouldn't take it was because it was missing a disc. So I guess I'm missing like the DVD disc or something in there. I don't know. Like, who cares? What do I do with this? What do I do with this? Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.